back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I am Connor Williams, and we're back with another one of our 24/7 news videos. As always, we start with our headline news. And our headline news is a player rumoured to be joining the Blues. He is a Premier League player currently. It is Coutinho. Yeah, that's right. Philip Coutinho. We're one of numerous clubs reportedly after a move for him in the summer. We were linked with him last summer. I think we were linked with him before Villa got him. According to Spanish newspaper Sport, they're reporting Newcastle lead the race to sign Coutinho if Villa choose not to sign him for 34 million. The report goes on to say Arsenal and Everton are lurking in the race to sign the Brazilian, who scored 4 goals and 3 assists in 10 games under Steven Gerrard's side since his arrival. Last summer, I wasn't too sure of this, not because of his Liverpool links. I think, bearing in mind the 4 months we've had, we're past that, really. I think Mashiri's hiring Benitez has pretty much sort of lambasted that in a way. It was a big, bearing in mind tribalism of football, I think that was a big shock. Not taking down a hurdle, but stepping of the line. Which means, if someone played for Liverpool 6 years ago, I don't think that's going to matter now in the grand scheme of things with the club. The thing I was curious about was if he could still perform. Obviously, he's had injury problems. The stats say he does quite well, and I've watched him play for Villa a couple of times. He does do really well. 34 million, though, is still quite expensive for him, I feel. Personally, if it was... I didn't realise that's how much Villa were going to have to stump up on their loan for him. Well, honestly, he's 29, 34 million. I don't know. It's tough. He's obviously linked with Kia Jubashan as well, who has been working with Villa as well, sort of with Coutinho. So you have to wait and see on that. Personally, I think... just because of how this normally goes for us when we sign a player of that age for such a high price, I think we should probably look for someone a bit younger, a bit more hungry. No offense to Coutinho, he's done better than I thought he would. There's been so many times we've paid that type of money for a 28, 29-year-old, and it's just not done. It's not done us any favours. We've ended up in this position. So let's just avoid it. Get someone a bit more hungry, and start getting players who, even if they end up being world beaters, and we can sell them on for a profit, or we don't have to sell them, just so we keep the club ticking over instead of just buying 29-year-olds, putting really silly amounts of wages in for 4 years, and then in 4 years be going, oh, we're really stumped with financial fair play, etc., because we've got a 31-year-old who's on 300k. So that's my thoughts on it. You guys might disagree, and you'll probably let me know. Like I said, I was wrong about his performance, though he has performed since coming back to the Premier League. So I admit I got that one quite wrong. Apparently, Barcelona and Real Madrid are reportedly both monitoring Everton star Richarlison. That's according to Court Offside, who are reporting that Manchester United are also interested in the Brazilian international alongside Spanish giants. Obviously, Richarlison joined from Watford in 2018. He's got 47 goals, 12 assists in 142 appearances. Very well-liked player. I absolutely love him. I adore him. He's adored by the fans predominantly. I don't see much Richarlison slander because he does a lot off the field as well. He seems like a really nice guy. He's competitive. He's one of the ones that looks fuming when we lose, type thing. And hungry. Obviously plays. He likes football, which you can tell. He played a lot in the summer, then came back and played for us. He didn't want any break or anything like that. I'm not surprised Barcelona and Madrid are looking. I think obviously it depends a lot on the Mbappe situation. I think if Madrid get Mbappe, they're not going to look at Richarlison. Barcelona, I've heard they were after, I believe it might have been Dybala. So Richarlison needs to be a little bit careful there because Barcelona are buying a lot of players. Aubameyang's there. He needs to probably get guaranteed he's going to get games. Fati's there, Ansu Fati. So I don't know if he'll want to, well, maybe he will want to go regardless. But they are two really big names, Barcelona and Real Madrid, that Richarlison will look at. with fondness, especially because he loves Brazil, and both clubs have had Brazilian legends play for him in the past. United, I think that heavily depends on who United get as their manager as well at the minute. Obviously, Ragnick will probably be overseeing it, but he's got to still have a manager in place. So I'm not too worried about Manchester United. It's the two Spanish clubs. Even with Barcelona having the dip that they've had in recent years, I still think that that's still a big draw, especially bearing in mind we are just teetering over the relegation zone. I think either him or Calvert-Lewin goes this summer as well. I think the club are going to have to say goodbye to one of them. I think I'd prefer it be done at Calvert-Lewin. If I had to pick, ideally I wouldn't want either of them to go though. Next, we have the injury news. Yerry Mina will be back in the next couple of weeks. Fabian Delph will be another week or so. Yerry Mina, it's good to see back. I did say on the last one that he was recovering well, positively, and it looks to be that way. Fabian Delph, I never fully understand where Fabian Delph picks his injuries up from. He seems to get injured, be fit, then get injured again. It's never a certain incident on the pitch or whatever. He just seems to pick them up in training. I'm not Fabian Delph's biggest fan, but I think he adds something to this team in the current situation, especially with Allen on a match ban. So it's a bit of a shame he's still a couple of weeks away. I think he could have really pushed himself into the squad recently, which says a lot. And I know he's not a fan favourite, but I think a couple of fans I've seen say, he'd probably get in the team right now. But it's one of them, isn't it? Maybe he'll come back. I think either way in the summer, I think he'll probably be pushed on. We also have the news that Valerie Coutinho has completed the transfer from Everton to US club North Carolina Courage for an undisclosed fee, subject to international clearance. And Everton women would like to thank Valerie for all her services, and everyone at the club wishes her a success. So all the best to her. Hopefully she ends up doing really well over there. Hopefully it's the best move for her. And hopefully Everton ladies can kick on as well and sort of push I'm saying do better than the men. You can't really do any worse than the men unless they get relegated. So all the best to her though, and I hope it goes well for her. That is all the time we've got on today's news. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below on any of the things I've discussed today. Would you take Coutinho at Everton? I must admit I got it wrong. I thought he'd struggle a lot more. Would you? Do you think Richarlison's going to go? Who do you realistically think is the club that are going to steal him from us? If you had to pick Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, which one would you pick to leave? Just let us all know all that down below, and stay safe, guys.